Okie dokie. So do grab your bands for today. You may just want a yellow. Yellow is the, if you ordered the ones I sent a link to, if you're watching the replay, yellow's the lightest, green's the medium, blue's the heaviest. You're probably rarely going to use blue. What you could use the heavier for would be things like, you know, if you're in a standing balance or something like that, and you wanted to have something to help hold yourself up, that a blue is good for that. Okay, so bands nearby, but we're not going to use them quite yet. Go ahead and have a seat. Sit up nice and tall. Let your eyes close. Think about your body kind of being stacked. So your shoulders stacked over your hips, your head directly over your spine, your knees directly over your ankles. And that's a pretty good rule when you're sitting down, is to think about bones of your body, the major heavy parts of your body being stacked on top of each other. So let's just come into this space, come into our body, into our breath. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. A little contraction at the back of your throat, creating that soft ujjayi breath. We're going to do several different pranayamas this morning. Pranayama is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. That is the breath control. So this is our very first one. It's just ujjayi breath, audible sound at the back of your throat, easier to hear on your exhale, but is possible to also hear on your inhale. It's almost like if you were going to whisper, you would enact those muscles at the back of your throat. When we can control our breath, we can control lots of things on a very physiological level. Our breath can control our not just our respiration, of course, but also things like the rate of our heartbeat, our blood pressure, but also in a very applicable real life sense, when you can control your breathing, you can control that stress response. So whether it's being scared, alarmed, maybe that common stress that we're all getting a little more used to, where we start to hold and tense our breath. If you can really practice pranayama on a regular basis, the chances are that when you are in those stressful situations that affect your respiration, and maybe you don't know it, if you have a regular practice, then your breath is not as at will when it comes to stress. Your breathing, your respiration also has a great deal to do with your nervous system. So when we can continue to take regular, steady breaths, our nervous system is on that more level plane rather than the peaks and the valleys. So just spend about another 10 breaths or so in this pranayama, ujjayi breath. All right. So slowly open your eyes. So let's do a little movement now. So we'll go in today's practice, we're going to kind of go back and forth. So we'll do a pranayama, we'll do some movement that kind of correlates to that pranayama. So we'll just be going kind of back and forth between this. So ujjayi breath, like I said, is just a real basic pranayama. It's like 101 of the breathing practices. So it gives you kind of space, right? So now we're going to do some of those spatial movements that we've been doing the last couple weeks. When I can't sleep at night, I tend to go to my ujjayi breath, just a light one, not really loud, but just really focus on that simple act of breathing. It allows me to elongate my breath. So let's think about that as we do these funny little hippie moves, elongating things, just working in that real basic pattern of movement, of breath. And then back to center. So as we do these simple beginning movements, stay with that pranayama, stay with that little contraction at the back of your throat. So now we're into big shoulder circles. One more time. All right. So let's move to our lower body now. Get into our ankles. So just lift your heels on your inhale. Exhale, push your heels down, but pull your toes up. One more time. All right, now rib cage circles. One more. And go the other direction. All right, back to center, a little lateral movement down now, side to side. So one breath, one side, or inhale on one side, exhale on the other. Go ahead and let that bent elbow rise up a little higher. So with this pranayama, see if you can slow your, not just your breath down, but your movement. So you're truly moving in that one breath, one movement pattern. And then come on back to center. Let's move through our seated cat and cow. So extension on your inhale, flexion on your exhale. 2 more. And then come on back to center. Okay, hands to your shoulders. Let's go to a little twist now. So a little faster pranayama on this one. So we're gonna inhale to our left, exhale to our right for 1 minute. Okay, so pretty speeding the breath up now. Last one, and then center, pause. Like I said before, that one's almost like shaking up a snow globe, right? You feel as if all the atoms in your body are just starting to bounce around, get wild. And then let's slowly open our eyes. So the next pranayama we're going to talk about this morning is Nadi Shodhana. So it's again kind of one of those basic pranayamas in the 101 category, which is all the ones we're doing here this morning are going to be in that beginner category. But alternate nostril breath. So you guys have, most of you have done this with me. If you're watching the replay, I'll go through it a little bit more, but you're going to inhale through your left nostril, go over to your right, exhale through your right. Inhale through your right, over to your left, exhale through your left. So we're going to use our fingers. For some, it's easier to use both index fingers. So you would close off your right, inhale through your left, close off your left, exhale through your right, inhale through your right, close it, exhale through your left. That would be considered one round of pranayama. So you can use both hands or just your dominant hand. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed, either one, same pattern. Okay, you're always going to start with your left nostril and end with your left nostril. That constitutes one round. Okay, and we're stuffy. We have allergies, right? There's a lot. If you live in Gunnison, there's a ton of stuff in the air right now. And you may think that, you know, pranayama and deep breathing is counterintuitive to allergens, but actually it's not. It's actually very, very good to combat allergies, because what it does is it moisturizes everything inside your nostrils. Yes, you're probably gonna have to pause every now and then and blow your nose, totally fine. You may also find that one side is just super kind of gummed up and blocked. You know, you don't have to force it. You could open your mouth a little bit, or instead of closing your nose right back down near your nostril, then you just give it a little bit higher up. So I'm gonna come bring my nose closer to the camera. So instead of here, right, you may just put your finger a little higher. So there is a contraction or a closing, but it's not complete. And that's if you're super stuffy, okay? So I am going to pause and grab a tissue. You can too. Can you just hand me some toilet paper? Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna attempt here, and I would encourage you to do the same, is we'll do this for about a minute. Try not to blow your nose at first. You may get a little drippy, it may get a little ugly. That's okay. These are always private videos. You could only access them if I send you a link. So we're all friends here. But try not to blow it until the very end. If you have to, you have to. Okay. This is when you wish you had long sleeves on. I'll tuck it under my shirt here. Okay. So again, left nostril begins and ends one round. Lastly, last thing to say is try to work your way to even breaths, right? Meaning that if you were to count your inhale, your exhale would be the same amount. That's what round one, we're going to try that. Okay. So close off your right, either two hands or one. Inhale through your left. Close your left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. That was one round. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Do two more rounds at your own pace. When you're done, mouth closed, breathe through both nostrils. Imagine breathing in a sense of balance. And then slowly open your eyes and the ceremonious blowing of your nose if you need it. So there is the physiological balance that happens. And then we have this fun thing. I've talked about it before in class. If you've, when you have a head cold, you notice it a lot, that we always have a dominant side, a dominant nostril. And in the Ayurvedic realm, that is considered a balance of masculine and feminine. So one side is correlated with the masculine side, the more energetic side, and the other side is correlated with the lunar energies, right? Calm, collected, all that good stuff. So this pranayama not only does a lot for us as far as our sinuses, but it also can have a very balancing effect on our nerves, on our emotions. So it's a good one to keep in your back pocket. Now, like I promised, we were going to correlate our pranayama with our asana practice. So now we're going to move into some balances. So go ahead and stand up. You're going to have your chair to your left. And we're going to start with some simple grounding and lifting moves. So your chair can be here if you need it. Otherwise, just stand with your feet at least as wide as your hips. Take a big breath in, reach up. Exhale, and then counter that lift with the opposite. Balance it with heaviness, rooted grounding. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. All right, back up to standing. So now for our balance, we're going to take a hold of our chair, and our left leg will be our standing leg. Just draw your right knee in towards your chest, extend your spine. You can point and flex your ankle a few times. And then roll it around. Go the other direction. Good. And then we'll go for a little tree pose. Let's go low tree at first. So again, balance, heavy, rooted, grounded with that light and lifted. If you'd like, you can start to take the reliance off your chair, maybe even lifting both arms up, rooted down into your standing leg, standing foot, like the roots of a great big tree. And then your torso, big trunk of the tree, your arms, the branches. Deep breaths. Last one. And then slowly release your arms back down. Bring your right knee forward and release it. And then just pedal your feet a little bit. Lift one heel at a time. Work out any stiffness in your standing leg ankle. All right, let's switch our chair to the other side. Okay, let's go back to that grounding and rooting again. So we'll start with the lifting. And then exhale, ground and root. Often the energy that gets a little ignored, right, in a balance, unless you've been practicing with me for a couple of years, then you know the rooting, the grounding is where it all starts. You hear the phrase root to rise. Yes, exactly. Couple more. Last one. Okay, release your hands down. Let's grab a hold of our chair with our right hand now. Ground down into your right foot, and then draw your left knee towards your chest. Find that length through your spine, lift through your chest. Let's point and flex our left ankle. And then circle it around. Switch, go the other way. All right, then grab a hold of your foot. I'm gonna stay low. Recommend you do too, because we're really going for more of the balance rather than the big hip opener. So roots down through your right foot. extend your left arm. If you have high blood pressure, you can always keep your arm down, okay? You can also put your hands behind your back instead of reaching out. So those are always options. Extend, maybe palms together, breathe. One more deep breath. And then release your hands down. And let's release our left foot down to the ground, paddle your feet, deep breaths. Okay, next pranayama is breath of fire. So it's just like it sounds. It's a faster breath. It's a more energetic breath. There are some contraindications to breath of fire. Glaucoma is one of them. High blood pressure would be another. So if you have either of those conditions, instead of breath of fire, I just want you to go back to the very first pranayama we did, which was that ujjayi breath, that little contraction at the back of your throat, okay? But I'm gonna walk us through breath of fire. So like billows, right? Blowing on a fire to get it going. That's basically what your respiratory system is doing in this one. So this is diaphragmatic breath. It is fast. We are utilizing all those little muscles between each rib. We are contracting, we're using some of those rectus abdominis muscles too, some transverse abdominis muscles. So this can actually be a middle of the body toner as well. I had a good year where I was practicing this on the regular, and I tell you what, it really did help kind of tighten up the whole midsection. So something to think about. Who knew? We don't have to do a crunch. We could actually do some pranayamas to get abs, but it just shows you the power of the breath, right? This is also going to help increase lung capacity. All pranayama would, if practiced regularly, help you grow your lung capacity, which we all need. So we're going to exhale out. It's the exhale, 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 exhale. And you may think like, well, my gosh, when are we ever going to inhale? It happens, but you don't try to make it happen. Okay, so it's going to be an automatic thing, but you don't have to think, oh, big breath in. It's just, there's going to be little inhales in between all those exhales that your body's just going to do. So it looks like this. I'll do just like 5 of them just to demonstrate. So you're going to take a big breath in. Okay, that was only 5. And so what I was doing is I was pulling, 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 pulling in. Again, the inhale's happening, you just can't hear it or see it, but it is happening. If you do get dizzy, if you do get lightheaded during this minute, stop, go back to just a normal, steady breath, okay? Some things to watch for during this pranayama would be your posture, because we tend to, when we're focusing on our breathing so much, we start to slump, we start to get a weird posture. And in pranayama, it's very important that you keep your spine erect so that you can have lots of room for your lungs, for your ribs, for your diaphragm to do its thing. Okay, here we go. We'll do about a minute. If you can't make it to a minute, that's okay. Stop, pause, take some deep breaths. If you feel like it, hop back in. Okay, breath of fire. Here we go. Take a big breath in and hold it. Slowly release. And just observe for a minute with your eyes closed. All right, let's open our eyes. So can you guess what a good accompanying asana is after breath of fire? It's going to be core. So we're going to work, the next couple asanas are going to be core centric, based thinking about all the middle of your body. And remember, your core is not just the front, it's not just your abs, it's those transverse muscles, obliques, back muscles, glutes, right? The whole center of your body, where all of our motion, the home of all of our motion, okay? So first one we're gonna do is in that beginning kind of vinyasa setup where the chair seat is facing us. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to your chair. On your inhale, we're going to extend our right leg back. So this is where our core is going to start, right here. On our exhale, draw your right knee to your nose or towards it. Doesn't have to go to it. Squeeze like you're doing a sit-up. Inhale, extend your right leg back. Okay, let's stay with that. Really exhale, engage your abdominals, pull everything in. Inhale, extend it all back. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Bring your right foot down. Switch sides. Inhale your left leg. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Good. Come on down. Bend your knees a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly rise up. Okay. Grab your bands. Move your chair. And we're going to come on to the floor. Adjust this a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to focus more on those sideways muscles, those obliques. So you can take either your green or blue band and you're going to put it around your right foot. So it's around the ball of your right foot and you're holding it in your right hand. Lower yourself down onto the ground. And then we're actually going to be doing a side crunch to our left. So left arm can be out. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And we're going to exhale, squeeze your left side waist. And then come back to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale to center. Keep going. If you need to put your hand behind your head to support your head, that works too. Just don't yank on the back of your head. You can think of your left hand just as like a little pillow, a little support. You should definitely feel this on your left side waist. Last one. Good, then head down. We're gonna keep it on your left foot for now. But switch hands. So now your left hand has a hold of your band, but your band is on your right foot. We're gonna drop our foot down as you pull the band towards you. Very slow. Let your leg come back up. Your left arm re-extend. Exhale, drop your foot down, squeeze, bend your left elbow, and then slowly return back to both limbs straight. 2 more. Last one. Good. Release the band. We'll switch sides. So the band is now on the widest part of your left foot. Why am I not getting this? And then our right arm is going to reach out. No, let's see. Did I do that right? Yeah. Right. Yes. Okay. And we're doing our little crunches now. Some days the bands don't cooperate. We're doing our crunches to the right. Here we go. Right. Again, if you need to support your head, you could sit your right hand at the base of your skull. Every time you crunch to your side, exhale. Last one. And then bring your left leg up. Grab a hold of your loop with your right hand. And we're going to drop our left leg, bend our right elbow, slow and controlled. Bring your leg back up. And I'll just show you the more challenging variation would be to have your right leg up and not on the ground for this. So that's a little krama, a little option. Good for your brain too, because your left and right sides are doing something totally different from one another. Last one. Good. And then our final little core fire is to take the loop in your hand. So your palms are facing each other. We're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders, and as if we were driving a bus. I want you to keep this loop taut so that it never goes slack. So you're going to drive the bus to your right, cross your knees to your left, cross your knees to your right, across your knees to your left. 3 more. 3, switch, 2, switch, last one, and switch. Good. Relax, take a breather, soften your abdominals. Okay, last pranayama. So go ahead, roll to your side, come up to a seat for a moment. So at this point, you may want to go grab a bolster or a couple blankets. We're going to go into Viloma Pranayama, which is a very cooling breath. Not all people can do this, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but even if you can't do the full, I've got an option for you. So go ahead and find your pillows, bolsters, blankets. And we're going to go back in our reclined, supported back bend. So Viloma, or cooling breath, is just like it sounds. It allows the body to cool down. It's a funny looking one, but it's really good at regulating your body temperature. So the reason I said some people can't do it is some people can't roll the sides of their tongue up, right? And make your tongue like a straw. It's just like not possible for, I forget what the percentage is. It's like 5% of the population can't actually do that. So if you can't, that's okay. Instead, you'll bring your lips together like you're gonna whistle. And so you make like your lips the straw instead of your tongue. I'll demonstrate Viloma. Again, really getting up close and personal today. So sides of the tongue curl in, that's the full Viloma. Your mouth stays open a little bit, and then you're literally just letting that air go through your rolled up tongue or lips if you can't roll your tongue. And what it does is it really cools the breath off. You'll feel it. Very different from if you're just a exhale right now. It's a hot breath, right? But when you start doing this Viloma breath, you'll feel your air starts to cool on your exhale. So that's all we're going to start with. And then we'll go back and do some restorative postures that kind of correlate to this more calming, cooling breath. Okay, so I said to get ready for back bend, but actually, let's just sit on a bolster first so that you can have your spine nice, tall, erect. All right, so I definitely can't talk through this one because my tongue will be rolled up. So like I said, either roll your tongue up or purse your lips, and you're just gonna do this for about a minute and feel that coolness of breath. Last breath here. And get some liquid back on your tongue. All right, so we're gonna go back and forth here in our restorative from heart opener into forward fold. Really restorative. So I do, if you're watching the replay, definitely grab some bolsters, grab some blankets so that you are very supported in all of these poses. You should never feel like you need to get out of one of these asanas when we're focusing on restorative, okay? So let's start in that heart opening back bend. So I've got a pillow and a bolster. You want to make sure your head is definitely supported by the top one. And you'll come on down, soften your elbows. Your legs can be crossed or straight, whichever is more comfortable. They could also be bent, knees bent and knees together. That also actually feels best for me on my sacrum. So just let your body weight, gravity, the support of your bolsters do the work for you. Allow that feeling of calm, coolness just come over you. I'll be here for about a minute. So if your mind begins to wander, maybe you bring it to something simple like a little mantra. I am calm. I am present. Whatever resonates with you this morning. Mantras are really handy for keeping your brain in the here and now, especially if it's experiencing a very busy day. A few more breaths. All right, slowly press into your hands, chin towards your chest, help yourself back up. So you may need your chair again for this supported forward fold. If you're pretty tight and your hamstrings are back, sometimes just laying on your chair is helpful here. I'm going to use a combination of my pillow again and my bolster. So, and actually, manhandle this so that I've got the bolster all the way up so my forehead can just rest down, and then my arms are kind of wrapped around keeping it in place. Restorative does not have to be, actually, you do not want it to be, super deep stretch. You're higher up than you have to be, but that allows everything to start to relax and release. So go ahead and place your head down, wiggle around until you feel comfortable. Again, breathing in that sense of calm, of contentment. A few more breaths. And then slowly press yourself back up to a seat. So our final asana before Shavasana is going to be a very, very supported, very mellow twist. So we're going to be on our backs eventually, but bring your bolsters over to the right side of you so that after you lay down, you can bend your knees, bring your feet off the mat, and slowly let your legs fall over and be supported by the bolsters, the pillows, the blankets on your right side. Keep your arms out wide. Feel the expansiveness across your chest, that Yana Vayu, that energy that moves from the center out. 3 more deep breaths here. And then take your time coming out of this, one leg at a time. Pick them up off of the bolster, bring your feet back down. Reach across. Set yourself up. The bolster's on your left side. Once they're situated, bring your feet off the mat and slowly lower now to your left side. Arms extended out. You can imagine you have a little sandbag on your right shoulder, on your right thigh. And last deep breath. And once again, pick up one leg at a time. Bring your feet back down. If it's handy, you can just take your support, one or both of them, whatever you're using or like to use, and just bring them right under your knees. Bring your arms out again, back to your sides. If it's chilly, you could always grab a blanket and put it on you. And the higher your legs are, the more relaxed your lumbar spine gets. So if your lower back's giving you any kind of grief, get something more under your knees and thighs. And that will just help naturally relieve some of that lumbar curve. Let's focus on your breath. Every exhale, allowing you to sink a little more fully down into the ground, down into the bolsters. Relax your jaw and soften your eyes. Feel that sense of calm. Sense of presence. As you begin to re-enter your day, hold on to these feelings. Tuck them away in your subconscious. Slowly begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch your arms up over your head. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side and pause. With your eyes still closed, begin to make your way up to a comfortable seat. Let's gather our hands at the center of our heart. Taking a moment just to be grateful for this amazing breath in our lungs. Perhaps today you'll be a little bit more conscious of your breathing, be able to regulate it more proper. Have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Namaste.